2022 has passed, so now it's time to talk about the best games of 2022. Now, Gladiator Guild Manager. If you don't know this game, guess the subgenre. No. I hope you didn't guess it. This is an auto battler, which is a subgenre that we don't see very often of strategy games, but this game is fantastic. So this is a game where you're going to be handling different gladiators. So you're going to be buying different gladiators in the gladiator markets. You're going to be giving them different equipment to make them stronger. You're going to be upgrading them, and then you're going to be sending them to different fights. You can also expand your guild by building out new buildings, which allow you to get different types of gladiators. And then inside the combat itself, you can do somewhat control them. Like you can sort of tell like a priority or who would you prefer to attack what. And a big part of the game is sort of picking out which gladiator is going to fight against other team, because the fights are sort of in different compositions. Sometimes it's 1 versus 1, sometimes it's 2 versus 2, and etc. And it's a really, really fun game. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Also, each gladiator has a different quirks, which make them quite different and more unique. Distant Worlds 2 is a 4x pausable real-time space strategy game that allows you to take control of a specific race. Most likely you'll pick an alien race, but it can be a human as well. And you're going to start with a control of a single planet. They're going to be sending out sort of minor ships to get resources, and you're going to be building your fleet. A really cool thing in this game is that the research allows you to do customization of ships, so you can decide which kind of shield and weapons you want to assign to which ships, and then build that type of a ship. And you can also give like shield and other upgrades to different stations and etc. There is also planet colonization, and the combat is set in real time. We're going to be sending out your ships or fleets to fight other enemies. And there are also pirates, and there are also space monsters. Chaos Galaxy 2 is also a 4x or grand strategy game. So we're going to be playing as one of the 12 factions. You're going to start with a control of a series of planets, and you're going to have admirals, which always have a control of a fleet, or ships and mechas, because they might have mechas as well. And it's like a two-way part of this game. There's one part we're going to be sort of handling diplomacy and combat and fighting against other factions, but then also the aliens come, and the aliens are real strong. So once the alien comes, you have to kind of make sure that you sort of build up your army and don't spend too much time fighting with the other factions, because then you're dead. A really cool thing about the game is that you can combine different fleets into the same combat. So in the main map, there's always like each fleet is controlled by one admiral, and you can move them around, but then they can sort of join up later on. So for example, you might start a fight with an alien, and 2 turns later, a different fleet will come. I also have some guides for this game if it interests you. Now, if you like 4x strategy games, I actually have a separate video of my top 10 4x strategy games of 2022. Now, we had some pretty insane events in the world. One thing we're missing are aliens. Please don't let the aliens go. But Terra Invicta allows you to decide what you would do if they did come. This is a real-time 4x strategy game, and you can control one of the ideological factions that will essentially say how you want to deal with aliens. You want to fight them, you want to kill them, you want to research, you want to serve them, etc. And you're going to be sending out these different counselors to different countries to try to get them to send their resources to you. And then you'll also be a part of sort of like the research of the world, that you will research different things that will help you fight aliens. And later on in this game, you can actually battle enemies in tactical combat. At the beginning of the game, most of the thing you're going to be sort of fighting for is like control of the different factions. So not only will you be trying to convince countries to join you, but it also might cause revolt in other countries to stop them from helping a competing faction. Against the Storm is a city builder that has roguelike elements. So the way this works is that you are going to be playing, you're going to be leading 3 different species, humans, beavers, and lizards, and they're all better at different things. And you're going to be building like a city or a colony, and the map is split into these like small areas that are separated by trees, and they're sort of covered in fog of war. It's not really, there's no war, but you know what I mean. And in the mist, I guess is a better thing to say. But it kind of works like fog of war, but it's not. And as you sort of cut out the trees, you're going to be able to explore a new area. And you're going to be building the city like over and over again. Like you build a city and then later on you will build another city, for example, in a different biome, and you can still trade with the original city. And the roguelike elements is obviously the different maps and etc. But also, actually, you might not have the same buildings every playthrough because you're going to be unlocking like different types of buildings. So that's also part of the roguelike elements. And you have to reclaim the wilderness and survive in this world. The name is called Against the Storm because there's like these huge storms that get worse and worse, and you have to sort of figure out how to protect your people from them and keep the people's happiness high enough. Sometimes you just want to slash your enemies, cut them up or push them down, and just enjoy that sort of animation and watch them fall and get hurt and just beat the hell out of them. But you don't want them to hit you back. No, not when you're not ready. They have to wait their turn. Now, Beneath Orisa allows you to get that experience because it has these amazing animations that really feel you immersed and excited in the game, but it's still a roguelike deck builder and a turn-based game, which means that the enemy has to wait till it's their turn. They cannot hit you just any time, like in a real-time game or a hack and slash. So this is just an absolutely fantastic deck builder, and it also has some really cool mechanisms like counterattack. Now quick, hit that like button. Oh, good. You counterattacked my mind attack. Let's go to the next one. Flashpoint Campaign's Southern Storm. This is a grand tactical wargame that's currently on Matrix Store. It's not yet on Steam. And it's set in 1989 at the height of the Cold War. This is a wargame, and it's very interesting because it's quite an unusual wargame. It's placed in a Vigo asynchronous turn-based system. So the way this works is that you're going to have these turns, and that are taking different amount of times. And you will be essentially issuing out your orders for units that are like where you want them to move and etc. And then as the turn expires, there will be a new sort of phase to issue out orders. And it's asynchronous because the time it takes to give out your orders is different for you and for the enemy. And it's actually not the same every turn. It's flexible. So the game has this system of sort of sending out orders and command, and part of this game is electronic warfare that actually allows you, if you like make electronics difficult, then it's going to be harder for you or for the enemy to get the orders, or the turns will take longer to send out the different orders that you need. This is a very sort of abstract level war game in the sense that you will not be like clicking on one unit of yours and clicking on one unit of the enemy to attack, unless it's like artillery, in which case you can use barrages. But most of the time you're just going to be telling your units where you want them to move in general, and then if they see an enemy, and the game will automatically calculate if it's beneficial for the unit to attack them, and then they do. And the way you control is you can tell them like how you want to move, like you want you to move on roads or off roads or aggressively. And I actually have some guides for this game if you're interested, because it's quite complicated, so it explains how different things work, and also a let's play if you'd like on my main channel, Sampstra Games. And I actually have a gameplay for every one of these games, that channel as well. Now, if you like war games, I actually have 2 videos for different war games that were on sale. Now, the sale is probably gone now, but it still allows you to see some pretty amazing war games. So you can check that list out if you're into it. Master of Magic came out on 13 December 2022, and it's a remake of the classic Master of Magic. You're going to be taking a role of a great wizard, and you're going to pick a fantasy race, and then you're going to try to become Master of Magic, and you're going to start with this one city and then you're going to expand over the world. There are over 200 spells to research, and the spells in this game are very cool because not only that you can use them in combat to do damage or out of combat to give yourself different buffs and debuffs, but you can also use them to create brand new units, which I think is super cool. And this is a turn-based 4X or grand strategy game. Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector is a turn-based tactical game or a war game set in the world of Warhammer, and it's amazing. It's so good. I played this game so much because it's amazing. So you're going to be taking control of the Blood Angels and you're going to try to kill all the Tyranids. Now, this is a very battle-focused game. Through the story, you're going to be going to different battlefields, and you're going to be, in between, you're going to be doing research, which essentially allows you to get better units or upgrade your units. Alternatively, get better abilities for your surgeons and like leaders in this game. And there is a huge variety of different abilities that this game has, and it's just such an incredible turn-based tactical game or war game. I love it so much. And you also have like these special headquarter abilities, which allows you to do special attacks, and each unit has momentum, which allows it to, for example, attack again in a turn. Hard West 2 is an absolutely fantastic turn-based tactical game. You're going to be playing in the American Wild West, and you're going to be trying to catch a mysterious ghost train with your posse of characters. And the best thing about this game is a function called Bravado, which allows you to reactivate your action points upon an enemy kill. And what that means is that you can do these amazing chains of enemy kills where you just kill one guy after another, and it's just so good. And I played this game so much. I have a lot of guides for this game, and I also played this game in a very unusual way. The way I played is that I do every battle without taking any damage from enemies whatsoever. The game is so good, it has a really good story, it's beautiful, and the fact that you can play it in such a non-traditional way is pretty amazing. If you're a fan of turn-based game, I do actually have a list of my favorite turn-based tactical games and deck builders of 2022, so you can check that out if you're interested. Now let me know what is your favorite game of 2022. In the comments, and you can click on right to watch my other top list. I'll see you there. Bye bye.